Welcome to Unit 2, Forms of Sustainable Agriculture. In this video, I'll give you an introduction to the materials. I'm providing you with the background you need to know the history of certain philosophies and different practices that are known as sustainable agriculture, but you will need to make up your own definition. To me, sustainable agriculture is multi-layered. I have an international perspective, but also a personal one, which is really a way that sustains yourself, substance, food. It's beyond a way of making a living. It is truly what keeps us alive. So sustainable agriculture to me is a way of making a living that's enjoyable, a way of having community, and a way of making sure that we have a durable future, something that we want to live in.
We'll begin this unit with an overview of several methods-based and conceptually based farming systems, as well as a definition of sustainability. Sustainable agriculture can be viewed within this interconnected model, in which the intersection of economic vitality, environmental integrity, and social equity, right in the center, is considered practices that are sustainable and durable for our future. We'll have an overview of the history leading to alternative farming systems, which fall under the umbrella of sustainable agriculture, and these farming systems can be broken into methods-based, in the sense that they have practices, compost methods, or recipes for a farming system. These are organic farming, biodynamic farming, eco-agriculture, and nature farming. You'll read more about them later. The conceptually based agricultural systems are theoretical. They do not carry certain practices, but studying them is a science, or studying a theory all in itself. These are permaculture, agroecology, and regenerative agriculture. We will be reading more about the other systems in the rest of the reading material. Finally, another model of sustainability can be viewed, which is not the interconnected model, but this is considered the inclusive or holistic model, in which a healthy economy is only possible within a healthy society, which is in turn only possible within a healthy environment. In addition to this, as we consider the systems of agriculture we read about, in order to determine whether or not a practice is truly sustainable, ask the following questions. Is this farming system mostly solar powered? Is it cyclic? And is it as biologically diverse as possible? I think we are now ready to move on to other reading material in this unit. Now, there is a lot of reading for this. There's a lot of background to the agricultural systems in this unit, so make sure to just skim if you need to and take note on the material. Our first reading is about indigenous farming practices and climate change. The next is about polyculture in the tropics. Polyculture is the system of agriculture that includes multiple species planting for highest efficiency. Next, you'll read about the 12 guiding principles of permaculture and the 3 ethics of permaculture. And there's a short video to accompany this. Greening the Desert is a video about permaculture in Jordan. It's a great little video. The next reading will be about biodynamic farming and compost preparations. This is a methods-based farming practice, as well as the principles of natural farming. Is a reading excerpt from the book The One Straw Revolution by Masanobu Fukuoka. A great book if you have a chance to read the whole thing at some point. Further reading, we will cover an article on the principles of agroecology, also known as the science of sustainable agriculture. There's a video to accompany this reading about agroecology in Madagascar, which I enjoy because it gives a local perspective of agroecology. Following that is a reading of agroforestry in Asia, Agroforestry is the practice of agriculture using trees. And a video accompanying that is about agroforestry and marketing in eastern Indonesia, where I grew up. Finally, don't forget your assignments for this unit. They are blog post 2, creating an agricultural resource list of your community for the Food Systems blog project. The discussion is to find an article pertaining to forms of sustainable agriculture in the news today. And our homework assignment, which I will cover now, requires perhaps a little background. Homework assignment will have to do with the several forms of agriculture, sustainable agriculture you read about, and you will be asked to complete a iceberg model. And if you have not used this tool before, it's helpful to have a little information about it. Read this short article. The iceberg model helps us see events, global events in the world, and in the case of this homework assignment, the events will be certain agricultural practices. The iceberg model tells us that 10% of it is above water. The events are floating above water. That is what we see. 90% of the information is hidden below the water surface, and these are trends, patterns, structures, and mental models that influence the events that occur above the waterline. So your assignment will be to select an agricultural a form of sustainable agriculture, whether methods-based or conceptually based. They all have mental models underlying them that guide the farming practices. I've come across biodynamic farms or permaculture gardens, and the goal of this assignment is to have you understand these systems. Why does a certain farm, based on their principles and guiding practices, choose to follow certain events, such as composting or creating foliar sprays or perhaps interplanting companion plants of a certain sort? Those are the events you would see above the waterline, and your assignment is to find the underlying reasons why these events occur. So you are now ready to begin this unit.